Hi guys, Ian from footballboots.co.uk here, and today we're taking a look at the Adidas Gloro. So these are inspired by the Copa Mundial, real classic Adidas football boot, but these only run at about £80 retail. They're really cheap for what they are, and I'm gonna let you into a little spoiler before we start this review. These are awesome. All right, I'm gonna break it down, I'm gonna let you know why. Let's get into it. So as I say, these are based on the Copa Mundial. This one is a real traditional colorway. It's just the black with the white 3 stripes. You got white on the sole. They're made in another 5 colorway versions, kind of red ones, blue ones, green ones, white with the black. Probably one I'm missing, but you can get anything really color-wise you're thinking of. Nice little detailing. They've got the white on the top of the tongue and the Gloro underneath. As I said, white on the sole plate, white 3 stripes on this one, and then just black everywhere else. Real classic looking pure football boot. So when you first have a look at these, you can just see how wide open these get. Like, you can just get your foot in easy. Some boots nowadays you can struggle to get your foot into, but these, they just kind of slip on like a slipper. Really super comfortable putting them on. Fit wise, the Gloro is probably one of those real universal boots that will just fit any foot type, because the leather at the front here is going to stretch and mold to your foot, and as you saw, it's real easy to get your feet into these. Very similar to the Copa Mundial for those that have worn those. And then you get to strap the tongue over the top there, and you've got this beautiful uniform striking area here. So with most Adidas boots nowadays, you get that pretty tight fit sizing wise. But the good thing with these is it will be a little tight to start off with, and then this leather is going to stretch and mold to your foot. So true to size is probably the way to go. So featuring this combination of the leather and the synthetic materials, breaking these in is going to be a breeze. The leather at the forefoot is going to take a bit of time to mold to your foot, but it's going to be okay after a few sessions. So unlike the Copa Mundial, the kangaroo leather is only featured in the forefoot. It does give you a supreme feel in that region, but there is this breathable synthetic material covering the midfoot and the heel, and it's just a little bit less comfortable and a little bit less customized in this area. So that's where these veer away from the concept of the Copa Mundial. Just that little bit of difference in touch and comfort, and you're not going to get that same feeling as you would with a full leather complete boot. Still, you've got the benefits of the synthetic and the leather combined into one. So for a classic touch, Adidas have added this fold over tongue. It's just elasticated here, and then you put it over the toes there. When you're actually wearing it, it sits a lot further back. You can have it kind of back up to here, it sits onto the top there. Or if you're David Beckham and you like to have it right towards the front like he used to with his Predators, then you can kind of put it there. Some people do some weird things and wear it up this way as well. It's really your own preference where you put it. Be interesting if perhaps Adidas could decide to bring out this boot without the tongue. I think that would work pretty well. So hopefully one day they might do that. Just like to say that the tongue itself is made out of synthetic material. It's not leather itself, but that's probably another little bit of useful weight stripping on the boot. Don't necessarily need it to be leather. Offering a lighter and more advanced sole than the Copa Mundial, you could say that this Soleplate offers better comfort levels than the Copas. The sole uses the comfort frame that you'll recognize from the 11 Pros, and it has this array of triangular studs, equally distributed to give you a better feel when you're running on them and spread out the stud pressure. They do feel really really good, and it probably is a nice little upgrade from the Copa Mundials to be using this new technology that Adidas have already been using for the 11 Pros, which everybody was finding comfortable for that range. So the level of protection you get from these boots is relatively good. You've got the added bonus of having the tongue that folds over here, so you're getting a lot more protection from studs being applied directly onto the top of your foot here. The leather will give you a nice bit of protection as well, certainly better than a thin speed boot or something like that. So this is a nice kind of classic boot that will afford your foot a nice bit of protection on top, and it's going to feel pretty good. Durability wise, remembering that you've got this leather here, you do need to look after it. You're going to make sure that you're applying dubbing regularly and that you're making sure they stay nice and clean. Make sure you don't leave them and let them get wet and then not dry them out straight away. Don't dry them out too quickly, but just make sure that they dry out naturally. Don't be leaving them in your boot bag or anything like that. If you do that, then they are going to degrade pretty quickly. If you look after them nicely, they're going to treat you really well. They're going to be a quality pair of boots for you to be wearing for a season. So the overall verdict, there is a real nice kind of traditional style boot. Got the benefits of the leather and then the benefits of the synthetic combined together as well. The price point, you just can't argue. Really nice boot. Kind of thinking of alternatives, if you weren't so sure about these, could consider the Nike Premier. That's a good one to think of. The other ones that you could probably consider are the Adidas 11 Pros. With them disappearing off the market, you're going to be able to get a really good deal on a leather pair of boots, so you might decide to go with those. Depends whether you want to go for the tongue or not, really. A lot of people are liking the classic look of the tongue, and if you want to go ahead and grab these, then you should, because they're really worth it. Some people will find that if you try playing on Astro, you're going to degrade the leather around here. They're not really designed for playing on Astro. If you want a pair of Astro boots, you want to be looking at Adidas's new range of boots. They've got a lot of good things in there that are designed specifically for that. These you want to be making sure that you're using just on firm ground. You can't get a soft ground version of these. They're only available in firm ground. If you do want soft ground, you can get customizations done. Look out for our upcoming video on when we customize a pair of Manias, and we'll have more information on how you do sole conversions coming up in the future. Right guys, thanks for watching the review of the Gloros. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. I bet you are though, so thank you very much. Stay tuned, we've got more reviews, competitions, unboxings. There's a whole lot of new boots coming out. You want to be subscribed to the channel because we're going to be one of the first places you're going to get a chance to see them, get a chance to see them being worn, and get a chance to hear our reviews of the new releases. All right guys, I'm going to go enjoy some football. You go do the same. Thanks.